today I'm going to be talking about the Cklone Bender. So the Cklone Bender is a clone of the famously known MkII Tone Bender that came out of London. Guys like Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, and Pete Townsend from the 60s used to play tone benders all the time. They're also really well known for their highly compressed sound that still cuts through a mix very well. So to really tear apart the sounds of the Cklone Bender, I figured I'd take you through my pedal demo that I showed you in the intro and really pull it apart and show you how I made use of it. So one of the main things I made use of was that, much like any tone bender type of pedal, is pretty consistent in tone and dynamics. So this allows for harmonies to stack up very well. Let's take a listen. So I had this 3-part harmony going on here. And then I harmonized with that. And I did a lower piece too. My main use of this part would be just the smooth consistency of the fuzz, of that tone bender sound, which the Cklone Bender really does great. That and the sustain. So notice, let me turn off the reverb here for a second. So notice when I play a note here on the slide, it takes a while to die off, and it really sustains well. So I also use this to my advantage when I'm playing the 3-part harmonies, as well as the rest of the slide licks, because I know that I don't have to be as fast moving to keep the slide part going. Alright, so now let's tear apart the rhythm section here. So it's a really full sound. You'll notice when I play one note, it's already super full. And by the way, I'm just going through an MkII amp sim here. So I use this to my advantage when I'm doing the rhythm parts to allow a nice full sound. So on one side, I double track the guitars. On one side I'm doing, and on the other side I'm doing essentially an octave. Now, the cool thing about doing an octave type of thing with the fuzz is that it breaks up. So when I'm doing a perfect octave here, it works just fine. It's your normal fuzz sound. But if you guys are really into home recording, you'd know when you're double tracking guitars, you want a little bit of a different sound on each side. That way it really widens the sound. So when I start to detune that a little bit, it pulls it apart and it flutters, which really helps widen out the sound of the rhythm guitars, because on one side I can just do, and on the other side I can do, and the slight change in pitch allows for there to be more width harmonically as well. Another good thing about having a tone bender type fuzz like the Cklone Bender is it helps cut through the mix very well, especially when you're playing single note melodic things, no matter if you're on slide or not. So here's the full mix of my pedal demo, about halfway through. It's super thick. There's this really thick reverb going on, and if you were to use a regular drive pedal or something like that, it would be really hard to cut through. But with the Cklone Bender, I can cut through it very easily. So what are my overall thoughts on the Cklone Bender? I think it's a really good rendition of the Mark II Tone Bender at a fraction of the price. These come in at $150, which is one of the cheaper tone bender type pedals that I've seen around. And they do the job very well. So if I were someone that were looking for a good tone bender sound that doesn't really want to break the bank, then I would definitely go for something like the Clone Bender. So just as a disclaimer, CK Audio Effects isn't paying me to say any of this. It's all my own opinion. They did send me out the pedal to try it out, which I'm really grateful for. But this is all my own opinion. I really think this is a good pedal, and if you're looking for a tone bender type pedal, I would definitely go for something like this if you want to try to save some money. So that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and like always, please hit subscribe and hit the bell. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. And leave a comment down below. What did you think of this tone bender? Did you think it's really worthwhile? Let me know. I'd love to have a conversation on it.